Oh yeah. Good morning, good night, good day, good evening, good afternoon, good after lunch, good after breakfast, good after supper, good after whatever time it is, wherever you are. This is Rasta Doc. Welcome back to Humanitarian Chronicles, the home of humanitarian stories where we listen to the stories of humanitarians, the emergency responders, frontline workers, from their hearts to your heart. So, get ready with me. Oh, sorry, my name is Dr. David Wasambla, Dr. David Wasambla, Dreadlock Doctor, Rasta Doc Silver Fox. For some reason, I will tell you one day, or maybe not, who knows. So here I am. I've just come from the gym. It's now, 6:22 in the morning. I've just come from the gym. I was there by 4:50, because, why not? And also, as you may be aware, if you don't know, then I'll tell you, the gym is my main coping mechanism. That's what I do when I'm going through stuff, and I am going through stuff. Don't worry about this gunia, it is part of the show. I'm going through stuff on a daily basis, but I'm going through other stuff that is quite heavy on me. One thing happened over the weekend, and it was tough, but I also don't sleep, so I was awake by 3 o'clock. Okay, I sleep a little. I don't sleep as much as other people do. Apart from Kimani Kamau, who claims that he doesn't sleep either. But you can understand, of course, when you have a Suzuki syringe 0.0000000000000000001 kerosene lamp bike, of course you would not sleep, because you're wondering now, if you leave it outside and then the wind blows, it will go away. And anyway, so enough about Kimani. I am a humanitarian. I'm a medical doctor. I've been a medical doctor for 22 years. I've been a humanitarian for the last 13 years or so, about 12, 13 years. It's going into the 13th year. That's why I'm counting. And then I've also been an actor, a script writer, a TV actor, a stand-up comedian for the last 30 years or so. I began acting professionally in 1996 in Russia, in Russian. I did my medicine in Russia, thanks to Gladys, my elder sister, who paid for me. I'm sure now she's wondering, hey, school fees in the I paid school fees for medical school. What is all this thing this guy is doing with, I don't know, Rasta, and he's now Rasta Doc instead of Dr. Wasambla? Sijui. You may have seen me somewhere on TV. Other than that, The Real Houses of Kangware, I was Baba Boy. The Ever Ready Watchman, the commercial that the watchman would leave a torch on a tree, or say leave a tree on a torch. Leave a torch on a tree hanging, go home, and thieves come in. They're like, ooh, they're mulikwad, and they run away. And then the owner of the house opens the window, sees the torch. He's like, oh yeah, this guy's working. The guy's at home sleeping. Wakes up in the morning, comes back to work and takes off his torch, and by coincidence, the watchman, the owner of the house, the advert. If you don't know, go to YouTube, look for Ever Ready commercial. You'll see that one there. I was the watchman. I was basically told, you stand in the booth and do your thing. There was no script. Do your thing. Be a cheeky watchman. And for around 7 hours of being cheeky, we got that 1 hour commercial. That's how movies are made. A movie is made over 3 years, and then it comes on 1.5 hours, 2 hours. So I was Ever Ready watchman. I am also privileged to have written a book called Broken Souls, Chronicles of a Humanitarian Health Worker. Give me a second. Let me find a copy. There's a copy somewhere. There's some copy somewhere. I'll be back. Keep on watching my gunia so that it doesn't go away. You never know what happens in this this country where things happen. It might just work. Here I am. So this is the book I wrote, Broken Souls, Chronicles of a Humanitarian Health Worker. So I wrote this book, released it in April of 2025. The genesis of this book was twofold. Number one, I met with a wonderful comedian from South Africa called KG. I don't try to pronounce his especially second name, because I butcher it, and I'm not a butcher. So KG, we met with KG in I think 2021 or 2022 in Juba. He had come for an international comedy show. I was also performing. He was the main performer. And as I was sitting backstage, he's like, "Yeah, dude, so did you come all the way from Kenya with Mamito to come and perform?" I'm like, no. These guys found me here. So why are you here? I'm like, I am a medical doctor. He's like, what? I'm a medical doctor and humanitarian. And I've been working in South Sudan. I think by that time I'd done already 4 years or 5 years. That was my 5th year, going to my 6th year. He was like, you should write a book. So he asked me about the things I've seen. I told him about, West Africa, the 3 years in West Africa during the Ebola response, Liberia, Sierra Leone. He was like, then you've been here all this time. Yeah. And I told him about the charity work I'd done, Check and Prayer Ishi. He's like, you should do a book. I'm like, I've done a book. He's like, no. That book you did, The Power of Passion, was about your passion for saving babies, using comedy as an avenue, and your medical knowledge as an awareness creation tool. That was okay. You did a book. That was fine. Do a book about humanitarian work. I was like, yeah, I'll think about it. And we kind of forgot about it. Come 2023 October, we were in Odessa. I was in Odessa, and we had been bombed the whole night, like bombed nicely, missile the whole night, and I hadn't slept. So I just woke up and said, you know what? If I Nyuria today, if I Genya today, or if I Kufude today, what happens with the story that I know? What happens to the stories that I want to tell about other humanitarians, about our struggles, about the masks we have to wear to hide the pain and the trauma and the wounds that we carry every single day? Well, when we are serving you, we are serving the community. You don't see what we carry. You don't see what we have. You don't see our heart. So I began writing this book. The name came after the book was done. I didn't know what it was going to be called. Initially, it was supposed to be a memoir. That's why I see me saying it's part memoir, part stories of other humanitarians. It was supposed to be my memoir, my stories. Then I thought, you know what? I'm not the one that struggles. I'm not the only broken soul. I am the broken soul original number one. I'm probably the brokenest of all souls, but I'm not the only broken soul in the world. The people who've had more, seen more, suffered through more, survived more. So I thought, let me put my stories and the stories of other humanitarians. So in here you'll find stories not just mine, but of military people, medical people, non-medical people, communication specialists, even civilians who were in those areas. So that's how this book came about. Did I finish what I've done in terms of humanitarian? So I did South Sudan for 6 years. I did Sudan for 4 months before the war started. I quit the job that I had because I was about to punch my boss in the mouth for doing weird things and asking for me to fire people just because someone had thought they should be fired, and I refused. So I was about to punch him back here in the teeth, in the molars, in the wisdom teeth, so that we get some wisdom. I didn't, of course. I'm not a violent man, maybe. Yeah, so 2022 December, I quit. And I thought, when the war started in Sudan in 2023, early 2023, I was showing my family our office on TV. Though you could see people running around the office and gunshots being fired near there. And I think there were bullets actually hitting our offices and hitting our guest house. We could actually see them. And the road between the office and the guest house was where a lot of activity was happening in Khartoum. And I was showing them, I'm like, I used to be here. I used to work here. That's the supermarket I used to go to. They're like, you survived. You escaped. I'm like, yeah, I escaped. And then I went to Ukraine. June of 2023, I went to Ukraine, and I was in Ukraine for a year. So it's in Ukraine that this book began, because I remembered what KG told me: do a book about your humanitarian experiences. Somebody will be motivated, inspired by it before they expire. And I began doing the book. My thought was, even if I die, somebody might find it in the computer. If the computer survives, and will continue my story. When I did not die, luckily, I always say I have this joke about me being a Dwanzi, so that I'm not able to even succeed in killing myself, or succeeding by dying, or succeed in getting killed, because I've gone through depression a number of times, and some of those times I've wanted to just get out of this world. The story is here. The stories are here. So buy this book. It's in several places. We will start. It's in Nuria Bookstore in Nairobi CBD and in Mombasa, Nyali. It's in Kibanga Books in Nairobi CBD. It's at the Bookworm Cafe in Gigiri Courtyard. My head keeps going out of the thing. I need to stop moving. Stand here. Stand here. Umesikia? Simama hapo. Yeah, so it's also in Ratwaro Bookstore in Kisumu City. It's in if you go to Carol Bookstore online, it's an online platform like Amazon.com. So Carol Bookstore, just search Carol Bookstore. You go, I think it's called carolbookstore.com. You'll be able to order the book online. Then they'll deliver to you. They'll bring it to you, to your house, or to your office, or to your stool. Anywhere you are, it will be delivered. Within Kenya, they'll deliver to you. The book also is available at the Organic Farmers Market in Karen. Look for Keki in a Cup. Find that wonderful lady with pink or red hair. Keki in a Cup. Bilha will give you the book. She has the books there. Thank you so much, Bilha, for stocking the books at your stand. We also have it in Nyeri. Look for Emily Wairimo, the traveling librarian. She has the books there. You'll get it. The book is going for, the hard copies are going for $20.99. 2099, it's a big book, 414 pages. So I think it's worth it. And also, of course, the impact it will give to you from the way I wrote it, it was supposed to change your life. It is not all gloom and dark in here. As much as the cover is dark, the back is white. This is the darkness we live through every single day. And then you hope that we are going to get some light at the end of the tunnel in our lives. There's a lot of humor in the book, a lot of humor, Sheng, but humor is there in plenty. The idea is that I don't want to transfer to you my pain. We are not transferring to you our pain. We are just creating awareness on what it is that we go through and the need for mental health support. That's the end of the book. There's a wonderful mental health specialist, Mrs. Leah Kuria, who has given her input into the book. The conclusion basically is we need mental health support, proactive mental health support, which we are not getting. I'm coming to the gunia. Relax. The gunia has a purpose being here. Usijali. Yeah, so it's part of Get Ready With Me. Yeah, you'll see why. So that's how the book came about. Now, the book bore fruit after a lot of discussions and a lot of thinking, and of course 14 years of actively asking every single response I go into, do we have support for responders? Do we have support for those of us who are helping? So Victor Ngoshi the other day told me, he's like, yeah, dude, you guys are the last line of defense in health. Who is your last line of defense? Who is your next line of defense? Who do you go to when you're struggling? You see many people, not just medical doctors, nurses, and other medical people. You've seen even like army vets, and you've seen active military people. You've seen policemen. You've seen people who are post those jobs, who have come out of those jobs, and you see a lot of them drinking heavily. You see a lot of them sometimes doing drugs. It is not because necessarily they like it. Sometimes it's enjoyable, but when you see them overdoing it, it is because there are demons they're fighting. There are demons they're fighting. There are demons they're trying to quench. There are demons they're trying to drown, because those demons keep coming back. There are ghosts they're trying to send away. Sometimes that blackout helps. For those 2 hours when you're blacked out, you don't see the ghosts. You wake up in the morning, they're there, and then something else happens, and there are more ghosts to deal with. So unfortunately, that's the way we live. More unfortunately, many have taken themselves out, taken their families out, taken people out, because the PTSD and the trauma has become overwhelming. So we want to stop that. We want to prevent that. We want to slow that down and make sure we don't lose more people. So this is the idea of Broken Souls. Eventually bore fruit to something that I call the Broken Souls Network, which I'm in the process of creating as we speak with some friends of mine, but I began it basically some months ago. Broken Souls Network basically is a network that is bringing together all broken souls as much as possible to stand with each other. We know what we are going through. You know what I've gone through. I know what you've gone through. You've gone through similar stuff. When we sit together, we are stronger together. That's the number one objective, yes. The second part is bringing together a network of mental health specialists, psychologists, psychiatrists, therapists, counselors, to be able to support these people, so that when they come, they're able to get whatever they need in terms of mental health support. But also we're going to put together with that team spiritual support, imams, pastors, whoever it is that people would refer to for their spiritual support, because we know that sometimes you can do a lot of activities, a lot of programs, but if you don't touch the spiritual element, and there are those people who are so closely tied to the spiritual side of their lives, you are wasting your time, because then you have blocked out part of their minds, and their mind is blocked away from you. So then you waste your time. So we're going to have that together in the network. Third part of that is to make sure that family members, loved ones, community that we come back to when we are getting reintegrated understand how to support us, so that they know what to do with us when we come back and we are more broken. Many times we don't know why we are broken. We don't even know we are broken. We think everything is okay. I spoke to a doctor the other week, about 3 weeks ago, and I'm hoping to do an interview with her soon on the show. There's an interview coming up today, Tuesday, 21st of May 2026. There's an interview coming up today. It is an amazing interview. If you know Kagwere Murungi, you've heard about Kagwere Murungi, this wonderful lady on the KLR. She's called Mumama KLR. She's called Mama Toothless. She's called Mama Library. She's called Mama All. She did 47 counties just by herself, riding on her motorbike and doing a lot of charity work. She is doing an amazing work in Turkana. She set up a library in Turkana, a community library that helps children who need to know how to read of all ages. She's doing sanitary pads. She's doing a lot of things there. Kagwere Murungi is on the show. Today it's going to be Kagwere Murungi Chronicles, the stories of Kagwere Murungi. It's the beginning. It's a wonderful show. It's not very long. I don't want to bore you. It's a wonderful show that will give you an inkling into what she has gone through and what got her to where she is and how and why she's doing what she is doing. So stay tuned for that. It is coming today. I'm assuming that I'm going to post this today before the interview comes up. Wish me luck. So the idea is to make sure that when we come back and we are broken and we don't know we are broken, you can help us. I was talking about this doctor that I met 2 or 3 weeks ago at an event at the governor's office in Nyeri, and she told me when she saw me holding a book, I was taking photos. So they asked me, she and another wonderful doctor, a professor, actually a very prominent professor here in the country. They spoke to me, and I was giving them a summary. And before I finished, she said, "I wish my son had met you." I wish my son had met you. The moment she said had met, it hit in my mind, yeah, he is no longer with us. So I just let her continue speaking. She said, yeah, her son was in Iraq, 2 tours with the US Army, came back completely broken, but did not want to be told he was broken. He didn't believe he was broken. He believed whatever he had suffered with or he was suffering through, the PTSD, he could manage it by himself. So the family tried telling him, listen, bro, dude, son, you need to go to a specialist. Speak to somebody. He's like, no, leave me alone. Denial is a very big thing in PTSD and in all this kind of trauma, because we do not want to feel weak. We don't want to feel inadequate. We don't want to feel insufficient. We don't want to feel that we cannot go back and help our people, help our brothers and our sisters. I always say, Umoja, Ubuntu, we all bleed red. Every single person bleeds red. Unless you bleed blue, show me and prove it. Everybody bleeds red. And I'm ready to go anywhere it is. I've been asked many times. In Ukraine, they asked me, why are you coming all the way from Kenya, a peaceful country, to come to a country where we have war actively at the moment? I told them, listen, it's because we all bleed red. I have to come and help. When I went to Gaza, I came out of Gaza, and people in Cairo asked me, and in Jordan, they're like, where are you coming from, Gaza? Like, what, Gaza? Yes. Are you a Muslim? I'm like, no, I'm not a Muslim. They're like, why would you go? Why would you go and help Muslims? I'm like, bro, we all bleed red. It doesn't matter who you are, what color you are, what religion you are, what orientation you are, what political affiliations you have, what affiliations you have in general. If you need my help, I will help you. No matter what my personal opinions are about you and about what you think or what you do, I will help you. That's how we are trained. That's what we are supposed to do as humanitarians. All right. So what was it? Now I've lost my train of thought. Yeah. So basically, yeah, it's to prepare families and close ones and communities to reintegrate us back, to take us back, because we struggled. This young man did not know. He knew that he was struggling, but he also felt he could do it alone, because whenever he was told by the family that, listen, you need help, he felt they were judging him. He felt they were demeaning him. He felt they were thinking he was weak. Unfortunately, this lady tells me she was in the US one time for a meeting. She calls. I guess not picking his phone. She asked her younger son, the last month, to go and check on the brother at his house. And what met him was the stench of death. He had passed away doing some work with the computer, probably took some medication to kill the demons, and he went, unfortunately. So she said, I wish my son had met you, because he would then have known that there are other people going through this, and he would have known that there is no judgment in having to go for help. We will demystify mental health support. We will have a panel one of these few days in the near future, so that we have specialists come to speak to us and ask them questions, and then you can ask questions. Of course, we will probably see if we can do a live webinar, so that you can ask the questions. We'll set that up in the near future. And the idea is to demystify mental health, so that people assume that when they go for mental health, it's because they are mad. People assume that when you go for mental health, it's because you're mad. It is not the case. Everybody struggles with some mental health issue. The problem is that the level sometimes increases to the point that you cannot manage it. We've heard of stories, even just recently, someone shot his wife and shot himself. And it happens not once, not twice. Shot the girlfriend, shot himself. A woman shoots the girlfriend, shoots herself. A woman shoots the husband, shoots herself, shoots the children. It's happened so many times, not just in Kenya, but across the world. The reason is they are struggling with demons sometimes they cannot see. Many times, I remember about 3 weeks ago, I was in my nephew's house, and I was there doing my thing, listening to, watching a movie. I was listening to a movie. I was doing some work on my phone, and the movie was on at full volume with a proper subwoofer. And a friend of his was in the house. She came and was like, hey, dude, what's up? Are you deaf? Because okay, so I told you, see me, I have cataract in my left eye. It's mild. It's like just starting. I can see, but I have cataract, so I can blame cataract. I have high blood pressure, or I don't know. I'm on medication, but my last tablet for the month is today. I need to go and get checked again, so they can tell me if my pressure is now okay. It's been okay for the last couple of weeks. So they can tell me, should I continue living life as normal, or should I continue on medication? I have that too. And my right leg has always been short. When you see me bouncing, nikitembea, ni mguu ya right iko fupi. So it's because apparently my pelvis is misaligned. I used to sit like this in high school. From primary school, so I think I misaligned something in my pelvis, so it made my leg shorter. Shorter, but it's short. When I stand like this, you see that the knee is higher. It's short. So she couldn't understand why I was listening. I was listening to a movie at high volume. I told her, listen, there's so much noise in my head right now. I was going through a lot of isht that time, and there was so much noise in my head. I needed to drown that noise, apart from just everything else. I've done 22 years as a medical doctor. I've just done life for 51 years. I've done humanitarian work for the last 12, 13 years. I've seen a psychologist once, seen a psychiatrist once. And out of those occasions, they basically prodded into my mind and brought out things that I'd compartmentalized way at the back. at the bottom, and they brought them back, and I was more traumatized hearing that things that are affecting me were not necessarily just things that I was going through right now. I am told about, I might be struggling with losing my father, losing my mother, losing my 3 brothers. We're only 3 right now. My elder sister Gladys, my younger sister Marcia, and myself. So just the 3 of us. We used to be 6. We could have been 7, because at some point between Gladys and myself, Gladys and I have a 13-year difference, because there was a girl who was born, but she died at birth. So that she died at birth. I think she died at birth. I can't remember the story that my dad told me. Our parents told us when we were small. But there was always a cross in the house, a wooden cross that was in the house when we were growing up, and we never understood for many years what that cross was about. We used to touch it, play with it, but there was something about it that we always didn't want to play around with it so much. So one day I asked, and my dad told us, and my mom, both of them told us, yeah, you had a sister. She died very early in life, and this cross is in memory of her. So I was told, yeah, you have all these things that you've been carrying over in your life. That's part of your brokenness. So I stopped going, because I'm like, you're going to dig into too many other things. I don't want. There are things that I've hidden. There's pain that I've hidden. There's scars I have hidden that I didn't want. So I say here, people, go for help. I'm not going for help myself. Please go for help. Go for help. Don't be like me. Do not be like me. Don't be like me. So I am lucky that I'm able to. Yes, I was saying, I was drowning the noise in my head. Luckily for me, I can go to the gym and throw hands and throw legs at a bag or in the air and kick away the demons that bother me, and then pick up some more in the next day. They're going to collect more trauma. I can lift weights, push weights, and I push out whatever demons I'm struggling with from yesterday, and then today pick some more and go back to the gym tomorrow. I can write a book, for example, and I'm lucky I can write a book. And I do comedy. A lot of the comedy I'm doing right now, I was doing comedy with the Punchline Comedy Club Nairobi at 2 Grapes, the open mics, and people were laughing and they were funny, and the people are not funny. Okay, they're funny, some are funny, but the jokes are funny. People are laughing and thinking it is a very good script. Those are my stories. Some of them are here, some of them are not put here. Those are my actual stories. Those are my traumas. I wrote those jokes 2, 3, 4 years ago, during an incident or just after an incident, and I would write, the moment I survived, I would write a joke about it, and I would put it in the archive. So I'm now releasing them, pole pole. I'm no longer doing Punchline Comedy open mic for reasons. One day I might tell you, or maybe not. Yeah. So but yeah. So that's why I'm still creating content with that, and let's see how that goes. I'm able to do stand-up comedy. I'm able to write a book. I'm able to go to the gym. I'm able to create interesting scenarios in my mind about the things I go through. I'm able to talk to people about it. Not many people can do that. I'm lucky that I don't need to drink. I used to drink heavily. There's a time I was drinking heavily, and part of it was because I was dealing with a lot of trauma, and I needed to quench that trauma. I needed to kill those demons, hopefully drown them. They never went. More came after that. Then you have a hangover, and your liver is bothering you, and your spleen is bothering you, and your kidneys are bothering you, and your body is bothering you, and you still have those demons, and more are coming, and you stay in the vicious cycle of drinking to try and calm them down. So yeah, I'm lucky I didn't do that, but many are doing that, and many unfortunately are losing their lives or their livelihoods, and families are losing their wonderful people. I spoke to Irene. Irene is a wonderful counselor in Uriri Dispensary, all the way in Siaya Game Wagai. You go down, you go to Uriri. So next to Uriri Primary School, there's Uriri Dispensary, and she told me, listen, when you help one person, if you help me directly, you've helped my family. So there are 3, 4, 5 other people that you've helped. So by default, that chain is supported. But then, as I said, we also have a part of the network is to support families and close ones to actually know what to do with us when we come back broken or more broken, so that they can support us better. So that is how Broken Souls, the book, came about, and Broken Souls, the network, came about. It's a network of all broken souls, those of us who are struggling. Let us be realistic. When I say I'm a broken soul, I'm not saying it because I'm proud of being a broken soul. I'm saying it because I've accepted the reality that things are not okay here. Things are not okay. Before you accept, you cannot go into counseling, you cannot go into help, you cannot go into mentorship, you cannot go into support systems, because when you're in denial, you think you're doing it by yourself, and unfortunately, we've seen people lose their lives during denial. So we are accepting that we are broken souls, and we are coming together as puzzles to fit into each other and support each other. Number 1. Number 2, the network of specialists will be there to support us, support you when you need it. Number 3 is, of course, support for the family and the community. That's it in terms of what Broken Souls is, and the tagline is tackling trauma together. Let me just show you a flyer. that you'll be seeing flying around, flying around. Tackling trauma together, tackling trauma together, 3Ts. 3Ts, hashtag 3Ts is basically what it is we're looking at. When you find this flyer, you can scan this QR code and it will take you to all our platforms, from the website to WhatsApp to Instagram to TikTok to Facebook to LinkedIn. We're going to add in the other social media handles that I have that we are putting up together. And yeah, finally, before I do this, get ready with me, unboxing and guniaing. Next week, 1st of May 20. Wait, did I say another date and I said it was May? No, wait. The interview with Kagwere Murungi is today, 21st of April. I thought I said May. 21st of April, 2026. It's going to be later today. So I'll post this, hopefully, and then I'll post that one. And the course of the day, we're just doing a few final edits. Kagwere Murungi is doing her final review and approval. Then we shall put it up. Then next week, we should have another interview also from Turkana. Turkana is an amazing place. You need to go there. We'll have another interview from Turkana. And then we hope to have a rolling kind of like interview sessions, maybe once every week or alternate weeks, so that we're able every Tuesday or every alternate Tuesday, so that every second Tuesday, so that we're able to give you the content that you need to see, so you can understand us a bit better. So we have this team called Humanitarian Pickpickists. Not humanitarian. That's how you write it. The way you hear it. I'm sorry. Humanitarian Pickpickists. These are a group of bikers with whom we've come together. So there's Kagwere Murungi, an amazing person. She's doing the Turkana Community Library and other things. Emily Ems Wairimu, we have her in Nyeri, doing a library for many years now. Also doing amazing things, also supporting sanitary pads. That's like Kagwere is supporting sanitary pads in Turkana. Emily is supporting sanitary pads in Nyeri. We have a bunch for her. We have 4 bales and a half or something, 4 bales and a quarter that are going to her. We got them from African Cotton. I bought them, put them together. So the 4 bales, 2 of them came from Ruth Kiaria from African Cotton. She bought with her own money. Donated to that, I bought 2.5 or 2.25 bales to go to Nyeri. We have to continue doing more for that, because girls and women should not be struggling to restore and retain and maintain their dignity because they can't afford pads, but somehow condoms are free. You do realize you can strangle and not have to use condoms, but then you cannot stop menstrual periods. So we need to work on that. We're working on that. On the 1st of May, before I talk about 1st of May, we have Trixie Guard Rides. She's the sister to Kimani Kamau. Trixie Guard Rides also is a biker. She's also in this initial network, this small network that we have, the Humanitarian Pickpickists. And then we have Kimani Kamau himself. So Trixie does wonderful things with charity and works hand in hand with her brother Kimani Kamau. Trixie will be doing a walk on the 1st of May. She'll be doing a walk in Naivasha for pads. We are calling that event Pads Fans Ride. Pads Fans Ride. We are going all the way to Turkana. Some of us are in Turkana to be able to do that in Lokapel Senior Secondary School, Lokapel Mixed Senior Secondary School, for the girls in that school. So we can give them pads even as you motivate them. We have Kimani Kamau, who's doing an amazing job with pediatric cancer, creating awareness around the country, so riding around the country. All of these people ride around the country to create awareness. I'm just starting to ride because I've been away for quite a number of years, so I'm just starting to ride now, and I hope to do some circuits around the country to also continue creating awareness on broken souls and tackling trauma together. Then we have Waithaka Mukure. Waithaka Mukure is a producer. If you know Houses of Kangware, you know I was there. I was a Baba Boy. Waithaka Mukure also produced Hapakuli News, and has done many other shows on TV and what are they called, documentaries. So Waithaka Mukure is part of the Pickpickists and is also supporting me with all the things that I'm doing, so that we eventually have some good content to be able to show you towards the end of the year as we move on. So in terms of the network, Broken Souls Network, the idea is I'm selling the books, I'm selling merchandise. You'll be able to see them in the near future. You see other posts I've talked about the merchandise. Hopefully in the near future we'll be able to sell more merchandise, so that we're able to raise funds to subsidize the cost for you when you come to the network to get support from the counselors and the specialists. We subsidize the cost for you. We may subsidize initially 20%, 10%, 15, 30, I don't know. But then we're hoping to eventually raise enough funds, either from ourselves, the merchandise, or from generous people who will be able to support, or from some donors, so that we're able to fully cater for your cost. So when you come in for support, you don't pay anything. You walk in, you get your support, you go. We are able to then sort out the financial requirements and needs of the specialists. So that's it on that. So you now know where we are going. So get ready with me. I wanted to show you something about the Ebola response. People have been asking me about Ebola response. So these are Ebola personal protective equipment. It's even written here. Sample from Bong. Sample from Bong. Bong, not the Bong for smoking. Bong is a county in Liberia. This is where we were trained in Bong. I've talked about hot training, cold training. You see it in the book, also hot training, cold training. So the hot training, we did the hot training in Bong. We were trained by IMC in the Bong Ebola treatment unit. So these are the suits we used to wear. Then there are the other heavier suits, the yellow ones that you sometimes wear. Those are worn by the wash specialists, water sanitation and hygiene specialists who now do the dead body management, do the cleaning and the like. That is more rigorous. So these would tear easily. Those ones do not need to tear. They're very difficult to tear, so they use that. So we use these. So this is from 2014 December when we were trained. No, 2014 end of November is when we were trained, and I've kept this for all these years from 2014. So this was my personal PPE, personal protective equipment. So it has that. Then I even maintained the gloves. These are, what are they called? There's a name for them. There's a name. The very good gloves that don't tear easily. So I have a pair there. I have my mask also from Bong, sample from Bong. Not my mask, sorry. My hoodie with a mask on it. Then I have a mask like this that we also used to wear. What else do I have here? This is another. This is another mask, another sample from Bong. So these are all the masks that we use. The stuff we use. This one is what I was using when I went to Sinje Ebola Treatment Unit, where I was a medical coordinator under IOM, International Organization for Migration. This now is what I was wearing, what we were wearing in Sinje ETU. So this is a sample that we use for training. I did not pick this from the Ebola Treatment Unit after a hot training or after hot sessions in the red zone. No. These are clean. These were in the green zone. These were stored immediately after training when we still did not have patients. So this is the sample that I used for training, and we were doing training. So everybody would maintain one sample used for training so that you don't have to waste. A full PPE basically was costing around $100 to $150. $150 just to wear it and take it off and throw it away. So the training samples we retained as much as we could. Then this mask is like the other one. Oh, so this, I remember I told you a story about this guy who who almost died. He almost died because he was quite heavy set, and he went in. He was one of the wash specialists, water sanitation and hygiene specialists, and he was supporting. He was going in to the red zone. Now we were in the hot. We were in the hot ETU in Bong with IMC being trained on how to manage patients. They were being trained on how to manage dead bodies and clean properly. We were all trained, but we had not been trained in a hot ETU, so we needed to have that experience with a trainer all through before we went to our own ETU and did our work by ourselves. So this is what we call duck bill. Duck bill, it looks like a duck, don't like quack quack. You see, yeah. So this one, when you put it on, it's a very interesting mask, in the sense that it can easily show you Pepe. This man was shown Pepe by this mask. Don't forget how to put on mask. I don't know how to put on masks anymore. Blame my cataract. I don't know how to put on masks. Chai. Okay, so let's hope I don't break the elastic. I hope you can still hear me. So this is how the duck bill looks like. I'll come closer so you can see. Looks like this. It's basically a duck bill. You see? Quack quack, Donald Duck. So that's a duck bill. The problem with this duck bill is that when you sweat, it soaks, then it begins to close on your nose and your mouth. When you breathe again. So that's what happened to this gentleman. So he was sweating. We were all sweating, but his sweating was more profuse. He was heavy set, and of course the fear of being in an Ebola treatment unit, a hot red zone, that had probably got him to sweat some more. So this thing just collapsed on his face. I told you the story. And That's why I banned duck bill when I went into my ETU. All the duck bills that had been there, because people donated all kinds of things. So sometimes you get a donation from somebody who has never used it, but thinks they're doing a good thing. And thank you for those who are supporting. Some their heart's in the right place, but they don't understand what the differences are. So I banned that from the ETU. Whatever we found, we threw away. At least we gave to wherever. We gave back to the donor and told them, listen, we are sorry. Thank you very much. Give us other masks. So these masks were better. I can't remember what the name for this is in terms of the shape and all that, but these are better. These ones you put on and they don't collapse on your face. They stay. It's just old. It's been smooshed from 2014. So see, all of them say sample from bone because we're using it for training. They were never to be used in the ETU, and also they are labeled that so you know that we never use them in the ETU in the red zone. So this does not collapse. These ones are very good and they're quite sturdy and they stay down all through. So that's it. The thing is that the moment you're suffocating, you are never, the moment you enter the red zone, you just walk into the red zone, you should never touch yourself or touch your costume or touch your equipment. Never ever. So if you're suffocated like that, you can't pull it and say, oh, I need to breathe. You will suffocate until you go out. That's why there was a buddy system. Always two people, any given moment. So if anything was to happen to somebody, you were supposed to be able to support each other to get out and get out safely. So I want to try and put this on. I hope I remember how to put this on. I was a trainer of trainers internationally. I don't have all the gear, so I won't be able to put on everything. So when you took it out of your, that's why I said get ready with me. So you took it out of the bag, you checked it, check for any tears, any holes, and everything. This one is okay still, surprisingly, over the years. Yeah, that's it. So you were supposed to check everything, and then now you unzip it. And there's another one there. I'll use the other one. Don't look around with me. So then you would either sit down on a chair if you didn't have good balance, or you stand and you put it on. So you put on, you had gumboots already, and you had one pair of gloves in, so that then you are putting on 2 pairs of gloves by the end of the donning. This is called donning. Donning is putting on. Then later, when you've done with the ETU, you go and do doffing. That's where you take it off. You take off your PPE, doffing. Let me just put on the gloves. Let's assume this is my first pair. There'll be a second pair of gloves on top of that. Nitrile gloves. Nitrile gloves are more sturdy than the usual latex gloves. Nitrile, so they are blue, green, whatever colors. So these are nitrile gloves. Always make sure that you don't put on too small. They strangle your fingers and you feel very uncomfortable. Don't put on too big, because if they're too big, then this tip sticks out and you run the risk of pricking yourself if you're trying to do an injection or a procedure that involves needles. So we wanted to make sure that you don't get injured in the process. Remember, Ebola has, or at least had then, 80% death rate, meaning out of every 10 patients, 8 would die, or that was guaranteed. Very unfortunate, because as you're seeing patients coming into the ETU, into the wards, all this would have to go away. So let me just take it off for yeah, we don't want people going and suing me and saying, oh, you're teaching people the wrong thing, you want them to die. No, this is for entertainment purposes only. I'm not going to an Ebola treatment unit. This is my apartment. It is not an Ebola treatment unit. So you put on your gloves. The first pair goes on. This should have been on way before I even began donning. Gumboots are already on, so that when you're dressed up, this covers your gumboots at the top. So you're supposed to be fully covered. No gap was supposed to allow anything to enter into your PPE. You're supposed to be fully covered all through. Yeah, this process has been a while since I did it. So you would put all up to here. Put on your sleeves. Inside you had scrubs. Maybe that's why I was wearing this color. No, I just came from the gym. It's just a coincidence. You had the scrubs on the inside. Now where are you, Mukono? Mukono, where are you? Allah, boss. Allah. I've grown bigger since I had this. I was much slimmer. I was very slim in 2014. I was like doing 61, 62 kilograms then, or less. Now I'm hitting above 85. I need to do some gains so I can reach maybe 92. Lean mass for you. That's the umbita. That's a kitambi. You see this pot belly. See the woman. See the big belly. You will see that. Big belly. You will see big belly. So there's this strap here that has a glue. So I don't want to unglue it. You unglue it and then strap all the way here. So this was all protected. You see? So you have a zipper and then you have this. You have this. Strap all the way down there so that nothing can enter. Then further, you have a hood here and you put on the hood. See? It's because of my hair, bro. Don't stare. My hair is too big at the back. It's supposed to cover. And all your hair should be in, because if your hair is out, then what you assume is that a virus probably landed on your hair. You'd have to cut it, or minimum wash it with chlorine. Chlorine, very concentrated chlorine. So you basically have your hair bleached. So this would be strapped. Remember, this would be strapped. Disclaimer: this would be strapped. And you check your PPE, check if you can move in it. You don't have to go and then you have a big hole there, and all the viruses are flying into there. Always assume that there's a virus that can fly into your PPE. You loop that in to your thumb, or if you want, you can loop it in here, depending on how you feel comfortable, or at the back, what is more comfortable for you. This is to make sure that even if you stretch your hands, it does not open up. We don't want this happening in the process. Any exposed skin, any exposed part of your body would put you at risk of getting the virus. Remember, 80% mortality, meaning out of every 10, 8 die. Yeah, you don't want to be the one of those that die. So this mask, the mask should have been on before I put on my hoodie. Usually you have your gloves on and your mask on before you start the process. So let's reverse engineer this. Again, don't go shoot me. Don't shoot me. I'm just showing you how the thing looks like, so that you can understand also why we needed to do a lot of community engagement, so that we didn't have people assuming we were aliens. By the time I'm done, and this is not the full suit, you would be able to, you might think that I'm an alien because of how I look like. So there's that part comes here, goes under my chin, that goes over my nose. You see? Then one strap a bit high, one strap a bit lower. Where have got? Strap. Oh, strap. Yeah. So that goes to the back. But it's more secure. So you have your mask on. Make sure it's comfortable, because remember, if it is not, and you go in with an uncomfortable mask, you can't touch it when you're inside the red zone. You cannot touch it. If you touch it and your partner sees you, you're out immediately. Even if you're not, you're out, and you get disciplined for that, because you're putting yourself at risk and your colleagues. The moment you get Ebola, you're risking getting other people. And remember, every time, pass away. So I've become bigger, and my hair is bigger at the back, so it's not zipping up, but it's supposed to zip up to the top. Then you strap it. It will zip up before. Then there were the options where you either put on a face shield. Remember the shields? Plastic at the front, so the face shield protects you completely. Under this mask, this is all covered. All this will be covered. Or you would put on something like this. Something like this on top of that. So you would strap this, lift it up, put it on, and you have goggles, so your goggles would come on top of this. So you strap this. You have somebody, your buddy, strapping you at the back, so that it's all secure. I'm not able to do that right now. So you see, you have the mask on the inside, you have this mask here, you're covered. Then you have your goggles. I didn't carry goggles. Those were not to be carried anyway. So you have your goggles on top. So you see, and then there's an apron that comes at the top completely, and you write your name on the apron. So that you write your name and the time you go in. So the time you go in, meaning your partner and the person outside who's watching you go in times you and tells you half an hour is up. Start getting ready to get out. Because by the 40th minute, you were dehydrated, you were sweating. I can barely breathe. I hope you can hear me. Dehydrated, sweating, and exhausted. We had people collapsing inside the ETU, meaning they had to be carried out, putting more people at risk. If there were just two as partners, the partner would struggle to carry them. So another two people would have to dress up quickly and go in and carry them out, which is causing more risk. So at 30 minutes, you're told, hey, time to come, time to leave. So you have your time at the front, you have your time at the back, or here at the top, and your name, and so people can see. So the apron is on top. The apron is completely waterproof. This one is water resistant, so splashes don't enter. But if it is something very wet, or a patient like holds it tight, and we had patients who would have mental crisis sometimes, it could Imagine I'm in the house in Nairobi, it's cool, and I'm struggling already. Now imagine in a hot 40-degree Liberia sun, under a white tent, which is even hotter, or a blue tent, or whatever tent you got. So you walk in like this, with all this, and all you hear is my voice distorted, and I'm wearing this, and I come to you. You have never seen me before. What goes into your mind? You tell me, as you're watching this, what goes in your mind? All you see is this. This is why we lost some staff. They were killed by community members because they rushed into the community. There was an Ebola patient or an Ebola suspect case. Came in an ambulance, fully dressed already. Those are the yellow ones. And they came out and thought, oh, aliens coming to kill us, to eat us, or whatever it is. And they were killed, unfortunately. So that meant I needed to make sure in my ETU, and this became a thing across the whole of the West African region during the crisis, there was a need to do community engagement, proper, aggressive community engagement, so that people understand what happens with Ebola and understand that when you see us like this, we are the same person that you saw before I dressed up. I am the same person. I have not become an alien. So I would go to communities and I would do this same process, the full one now with everything the goggles, and they'd say, do you still see me? Yes. Am I David? Yes. Till I dress up. Many times by the time we were dressed up and the team, children in the group would run away and some adults would run away. They would watch you do everything. The moment your goggles went on, they would disappear. Because for them, in their minds, there had been so much fear instilled in them, also by other unscrupulous people. The second pair of gloves would come on top and then would be strapped to make sure that you're completely safe. So nothing could enter your mask, nothing could enter your gown, could enter your PPE. They would run away. Let me take this off because, ooh, it's showing me pepper inside here. So imagine in a hot place how that would be like. I am not doing the correct doffing procedure. That will be for another day. I'll show you another day. I'll do proper doffing. I have a full PPE set. I'll try and get one from the government or one of the institutions around so that I can show you full donning and doffing and the steps. But again, yeah. So, wait, I was sweating. So, yeah. People would be scared and they would watch us. They would watch me dressing up, and by the time I was done, there were people running away. Even adults running away because they were like, "Yo, the alien!" I'm like, "Hey, it's me." So I take, I'm like, it's still me. Like, oh, yeah. You mean, no be juju be that. So that's reality in how communities sometimes respond. So we made sure that we did community engagement. I brought the imams, I brought pastors, I brought traditional leaders, I brought youth leaders, I brought women leaders, I brought men leaders, I brought all the leaders in society to come and see the Ebola treatment unit before it went live. We didn't have a patient yet, so the moment the first patient enters, that unit is live, nobody can enter the red zone. You can enter the green zone, not the red. Even the green zone is limited to very specific people. So when it was not yet live, when it was still like a training area and we're still setting it up and everything was set up and done, I brought in all these community members and we took them around and they saw everything, the wards. I showed them the flow of patients from this one to this one, only one direction. You can never go back. If you drop your pen as you're walking, you can't go back and pick your pen. Ask your partner to pick your pen for you. If both of you are gone, you will shout someone, "Hey, come, when you come, pick my pen for me. Clean it, chlorine, give it to me. If it survives, it survives." That's why you never carried your phone in, because if your phone went in, it would have to be soaked in chlorine as you're coming out. So you never had a phone in there. People would shout at each other across the fence. I showed them everything. Showed them the incinerator. Told them this is for rubbish. When we take this off, then we are supposed to have this burnt by the team. And yeah, so we would have this destroyed under an incinerator, in an incinerator, so that it's completely destroyed with the virus that was in it. As you were taking this off, you take this off, it will go off, and the outer pair of gloves will fall out with it. So then it will just fall out. Then you will slide this, holding only the outside part, so that you are not touching. You assume every single thing you touched has Ebola, even if it doesn't Ebola. So you don't touch the inside, because the inside is now might touch you. So you touch only the outside, get it out, get it up to there, and you would step, and then push it away to the side. And then once you do chlorine, it would be sprayed by the person spraying you with the high concentration chlorine. You would pick it up, dump it into the trash where it was going to be picked and taken to the incinerator and destroyed. You take your gloves very carefully, hold one side, take it out, hold that, then inside, carefully take it out, dump it, dunk it, wash. Washing now your hands and your face, if you needed to because you're sweating, would be very, very diluted chlorine solution. If you use the high concentration one, you would bleach on the spot, bleach, like get burnt by chlorine. It is a very, very corrosive agent. So yeah, that's it. So that's how Ebola response went. We had to do that. It was a process. Doffing is the most dangerous part because as you are taking off, you always assume, like, you know, when you're trained in gun handling, you're told, treat the gun as if it is loaded. Treat any gun as if it is loaded. Even if you saw someone cocking and taking out the last bullet, when you pick it, believe it is loaded. Check it yourself and make sure, because always there was a mistake. People don't assume it is empty. If someone gives you, no matter who they are, don't assume because they did something. You take it and check and make sure. So always assume the moment you're coming out of the Ebola treatment unit, assume you have a virus somewhere on you. Assume you have it. So you're never supposed to touch yourself with the PPE until that last part. When you get out, then they spray your gumboots, they turn spray your gumboots, then you spray, step out into the green zone, you lift your leg, they spray, then you step out and you walk out. Then you go and wash yourself, and make sure that you're clean. So before I go, have you ever peed on yourself? Not as a kid, as an adult, like an over 30-year-old, and you pee on yourself, like properly, and in public, people are seeing you pee. You haven't? Read my book. And summary, yes, I did pee on myself at least twice that I remember. Not at least twice. I peed on myself twice. So the mistake I made was I used to drink a lot of water because of the dehydration, the exhaustion, before going in. So the day I knew I was going into the hot zone, I used to drink water. I would drink like probably 3 liters before going in. Mistake is that if you go without drinking, your dehydration would finish you. Because even with that 3 liters, I was still heavily dehydrated before getting out. But then, so the thing is that, of course, by the time you're done, you want to pee. And then you're being sprayed, and you're washing hands, and washing hands, and you want to pee. So on 2 occasions, I had overdone the drinking. So I'm there taking off, and I feel like peeing, and you can't rush. So I'm there dancing, you know, the pee-pee dance, the pee-pee dance. So you dance, and you're like, I'm taking off my pee-pee, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm doing my thing. Yeah, I was pressed. I wanted to pee. I was like, yeah, I'm just taking off. Of course, I wasn't doing that. You can't do that. They would fire you. So they would have sent me home. So I was holding on to the pace, and I don't know what to do, and I need to make sure I go through every single step. And at one point, I'm like, you know what? F it. And as I'm taking off the PPE, both times, as I'm at this point, I've been sprayed so much that now my PP triggers have activated. And I'm taking this off slowly by slowly, and there's a line, there's scrubs, light blue scrubs. A line just goes all the way to the bottom. And I'm like, what are you gonna do about it? Anybody has a problem with me? Anybody want to say something? And because I was the medical coordinator, I was the head of the team, nobody ever reacted. Nobody ever reacted. I'm sure they laughed at home or laughed away from me. Nobody ever spoke. I had no issues. Me, I'm like, again, oh man, peed on myself a second time. My children know this story, but they laughed at me like, Dad, really? Ew. Hey, brother, ew. Ew, brother, ew. Yeah, so I peed on myself twice. The first time I tried masking, I'm like, yeah, I touched myself, so I'm taking the chlorine and splashing on myself. They had seen. Nicely. You know, like that president who was in public and then there was a line going down, and apparently they killed some of the journalists who posted it online. And it's not, I'm not laughing at the ones who were killed. I'm laughing at the president who sued himself. You know him. I won't mention the name. I don't want big VX V8s to come and pick me up, and ZX V8 to come and pick me up, because them they don't do Subaru. They do tinted VX V8. Collect you and take you to a blue house and press you nicely. Press your what? Let me show you something. When they press, they do this nicely until you apologize or you collapse. Anyway, that's it for the day. Thank you very much for being here. I've talked about where the books can be found. The website is www.humanitarianchronicles.com. You can find everything there. The book is Broken Souls, Chronicles of a Humanitarian Health Worker. The movement is Broken Souls Network. And the tagline is Tackling Trauma Together. Thank you so much. Keep it locked. keep an eye out for the interview with Kagwere Murungi, the Kagwere Murungi Chronicles. It's an amazing interview. You want to watch that. You want to see how this wonderful woman rode 47 counties, covered all of them doing charity, and end up in Turkana. From Meru through Mombasa to Turkana. Depression got her to Turkana. But then helping other people got her into her healing. Watch the story yourself. That is this interview coming up today is just part one. We hope of many. Her story is long and vast and wide and inspiring, so you don't get expiring. We'll be seeing that. So that's it for me, Rasta Doc out. Have a wonderful day. Adios.